For the ones who get it done, the most important part is the one you need now. And the best partner is the one who can deliver. That's why millions of maintenance and repair pros trust Grainger. Because we have professional-grade supplies for every industry, even hard-to-find products. And we have same-day pickup and next-day delivery on most orders. But most importantly, we have an unwavering commitment to help keep you up and running. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Hey guys, it is Ryan. I'm not sure if you know this about me, but I'm a bit of a fun fanatic when I can. I like to work, but I like fun too. It's a thing. And now the truth is out there. I can tell you about my favorite place to have fun. Chumba Casino. They have hundreds of social casino style games to choose from with new games released each week. You can play for free anytime, anywhere. And each day brings a new chance to collect daily bonuses. So join me in the fun. Sign up now at ChumbaCasino.com.
No purchase necessary. VGW. Void where prohibited by law. See terms and conditions. 18+.
All right, this is a Hardcore Grind interview with the fabulous and talented comedian Kiana Dancie. Hey, Miss Kiana, how you doing?
I am fantastic. How are you?
I am doing great. Thank you for asking. So I always like to start with this question because and it's for a goal moment. A lot of times we're really mindful about how we pour into other people's lives, how they take care of themselves and love on themselves. But most of the time when we tend to deal in our own life and the things that we're thinking about doing, we deal in lack, we have a lot of pause, and we walk in fear sometimes. And so I always like to ask, what was your goal moment when you decided to say, okay, I want to be a comedian and I'm going to make it happen?
That's funny that you asked me that because, honestly, my goal moment was when I got let go from my job. So I was already doing stand-up when I first started working. And I'm sorry, not when I first started working, but I was working for Samsung Telecommunications. And one of my girlfriends, a lot of my girlfriends would actually come over to my house, and we would sit around and laugh and, have a good time and kiki about my breakups. And one of my girlfriends was like, Kiana, you need to do this on stage. And I was like, you want to laugh at my misery? She was like, girl, it's hilarious. So with that being said, when I got laid off from my job, that's when I started going hard for stand-up because I did an open mic. They did not throw apples or oranges at me. And so I said, okay, now is the time. So when they let me go, I moved to L.A. I went full force forward, and I haven't looked back since 2009.
I know that's right. And you've done so much since then, just in stand-up alone, and then you decided to become an actress. What was that process like for you? Because that was a different level up.
Yeah, but it's actually a natural transition because as a stand-up comedian, the goal is always to get a special or to be in a movie or just get an opportunity to actually level up. And leveling up could be a lot of different things. It can look like for some people being in a movie or having their own talk show or, even just being on tour is a level up. So as a stand-up comedian, actually people say it's easier to be a stand-up comedian that it becomes an actress rather than vice versa. Because sometimes it's harder to teach people to be funny than it is to teach a person to act.
You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. Now, when you're doing your stand-up, I know that a lot of it comes from your life experiences,
yes.
But how do you get inspired to use certain things? Like, that's got to be a lot of, everybody in your business type, okay, well, I'm about to let them in my business. Do I want to tell them this? Like, where do you inspire, the direction you want to go?
It's interesting. When you're in the entertainment business, you really don't have any kind of privacy. You have to work really, really hard to keep certain portions of your life to yourself because everybody always want to know who you're dating, where you from, how you live, how much you worth. So be mindful. I have to be mindful of the fact that even though that is the case, I work really hard to keep more things private. And it's crazy to me that even as a stand-up comedian, people are still very interested in even what I got going on. So it's one of those things. It's one of those things where I'm sorry, I'm walking through. Hold on, I was walking through a loud room. I'm sorry. I know we're recording. Hold on. I'm coming. Hold on. It's one of those things that I forget that I am actually interesting. My story is my story. And then I'm like, why do you want to know so much about me or this, that, and the other? And it's because people are intrigued by those who are able to stand in front of people and tell their story. So, and people are intrigued by those who are, because, stand-up is one of those that everybody wants to they either want to do it or they're too afraid to try. So, yes, so I definitely work really, really hard to keep certain parts of my life private. But when you step to the entertainment business, it is what it is. You are I'm a public person, basically. You're a public figure, and people want to know more about you. So it's not a whole lot of privacy.
I know that's right, but now, listen, your book, Baggage Queen, honey, that's a significant change from that, being an actress and doing stand-up, because you have to write in a book is different, especially when you write it by yourself. Talk a little bit about your book, and how was that process for you, and what was the importance of creating this book?
You know what, the importance of me writing this book was to let go of anything that has held me captive or hostage. And I'll be honest with you, it wasn't that deep initially. It was not. Initially, I had a plastic surgery. I don't know the name of it, but basically I got the bags under my eyes removed. It starts with a B, girl. So while I was laying in my bed, healing from my external baggage, I was having a conversation with God. I was like, God, I need to heal prettier and I need to be younger. And he said, yeah, you're prettier. You're going to be younger and you definitely look prettier. But you're ugly on the inside. You have work to do. And I said to myself, or I said to God, who are you calling ugly? He said, you. He said, you got work to do. You can be inconsiderate. You can be inconsistent. You can be passive. You can be aggressive. You can be dismissive. Sometimes you can be rude. And with all that being said, I know what he said, and what he said was true. So I knew that while I'm healing on my external baggage, that I needed to work on my internal baggage. So I started unpacking the baggage that really held me captive. Listen, I'm a child molestation survivor. I lost my dream job. I have also, not only have I lost my dream job, I'm 44 years old, not married with no kids, and I want them both. But I allowed the enemy to tell me that because I had gotten to a certain age that I wasn't worthy, that I wasn't good enough, I wasn't pretty enough. I allowed the enemy to tell me all these things because at a certain age, you're supposed to have certain things. And we know that that's not true. So I really took it upon myself to, do the work to become a better me. So I was laying in the bed healing from my external baggage. I literally wrote down one thing that reminded me of an insecurity, one thing that reminded me of a failure, and one thing that reminded me of a shortcoming. I wrote it down, I tore it up, and I burnt it up because I was never again going to be held hostage or captive by any of that again.
I know that's right. Go ahead.
And I was going to say, which entails me having to be very honest and candid about my experiences, my life. I didn't give y'all every nitty-gritty detail, but I gave you the highlight story. I think I did very well with telling you who I was and the things that I've been through. And despite what I've been through, one, I don't look like I've been through it. Two, I didn't let it. Even if I fail, I didn't stay down. And then three, let me tell you this: you may not be meant for it, but you're built for it. You go through this life and you'll say, why me? Why me? Because God knows how much you can handle. And let me say this, I question it all the time. Okay, God, I don't know why you think I can handle all this. But I need you to know it's getting a little heavy. And my back is hurting and I'm about to buckle. But let me tell you something, God wouldn't. He will always, always, always put you through the ringer. You got to go through the test so that when you're going through and when you come up on the outside, you can look back and say, God, I made it through that. My God, I made it through that.
You better talk that talk. You better talk that talk. Talk about it. Now, what was the writing process like? Because, the writing process is a little different. That's a little different. And a lot of people think, I'm just going to write this book, but they don't know it's a total different animal when you really get into creating for the masses. What was that like for you?
You know, it was tough, and I won't lie to you. You know, I went through it. I wrote this book many years ago and never thought that the book was ready. I didn't think I had the support. I didn't have people who were, well, I had my family, of course, but even sitting on a national syndicated talk show, I didn't feel like I had people there to support me. It was lukewarm. So I never really fully went hard on my book. And let me tell you, had I done so, there's nothing, there's no telling what I could have done sitting on a national syndicated talk show with that kind of, machine behind me. But what I also believe is timing. God always knows what is right. So after I wrote that book and I said, okay, God, I wrote the book, now what? And he said baggage claim. He said baggage claim. He said you're telling these women to get rid of their emotional baggage that they haven't acknowledged that they have. He said, I want you to create an event, a safe destination for women to come claim, release, and heal from the emotional baggage that they carry. And a lot of us are in denial. A lot of us look in the mirror and be like, I'm okay, I'm good. But guess what we do? We drink too much. We eat too much. We drugging too much. We over-sexing. We have our relationships are broken. We pulling out our eyelashes. We pulling out our edges. We're pulling out our hair. We're shopping too much. All of our anxiety shows up in different ways. All of our anxiety shows up in different ways. And then you holding on to that pain, that anger, that frustration. First of all, it affects the body. High blood pressure, high cholesterol because you're not eating healthy. In addition to that, now you have anxiety. Now you have ulcers in your tummy. The thing is, at the end of the day, we have to make a decision that no matter what's going on around us, we are not going to be held captive or hostage by it anymore. It is tough. Life is going to continue to life. But what you got to do, what I had to do, is choose peace. Choose joy and choose happiness. And in addition, stop carrying that heavy bag around. See, sis, let me tell you something. You got to get rid of that baggage. You got to stop packing those bags. You know why? Because you can't. Baggage holds you down and holds you back. You got to get rid of that so you can get some luggage, sis. And everybody want a good set of luggage so you can go on a vacation, a staycation, sis. We want to move. You understand what I'm saying?
All right, you ain't never lied. Now, you actually have a baggage claim event coming up on Saturday.
Yes.
What can everybody expect from that? I mean, I'm excited because this is like your third one.
It's my second one, and Baggage Claim ATL, when we did it in July, we had 100 women in the room. We had women come as far as North Dakota. We had women come from Alabama, Ohio, Texas, California. We had women coming from all over the country. But I'm not going to lie, Atlanta showed up and showed out. Baggage Claim, again, is a safe destination for women to come claim, release, and heal from the emotional baggage that they carry. What does that look like? So every woman got a book. So you get a book. An autographed copy of my book. There's a poet. Shout out to Camille Deneen. Shout out to Lissha Knox, who's going to sing. When I say sing, she's going to sing the paint off the wall. She's an award-winning singer. We have a panel. Now, let me break this panel down. First of all, the panel is a mental health advocate. We have a mental health advocate, which is I just drew a blank. I'm sorry. We have a mental health advocate who is a professional who is Yvonne Rocks, who's also a recovering addict. We have Nicole Estelle, who is a minister in training and a life coach. Now, why is that important? First of all, let me tell you, Yvonne Rocks is a recovering addict. She used to smoke crack. So if she can overcome that, guess what? You can too. She's a mental health advocate. She's a therapist. She absolutely knows what you went through, what she going through. Listen, that lady smoked crack. What has she not encountered? A minister in training. That young lady is going to be able to tell you when it comes down to the word, why did this happen to me, God? Why would you allow this to happen to me? And she's going to show you in the good book how either to justify it or dispute whatever you're thinking in your mind. And then we have Lee Truss Smith. She's a women's advocate. She's going out there fighting for the word, and also she's saved, but she's savage. You hear me? And then we have Dr. Barbara Joy. Dr. Barbara Joy is going to talk, all of them are going to talk to you about how not allowing yourself to heal from your dramas and your traumas can hinder you in the mind, body, and soul. In order to live your best life, you got to let it go. You have to let it go. And then you're going to get a one-woman show with me. Now, what does that look like? I'm a stand-up comedian, but I've been through some things. So we're going to laugh, we're going to cry, but we're going to celebrate being happy, healed, and whole. So every woman is going to come in there one way, and you're going to leave another.
Okay, now, and I love that you said whole, because a lot of times people get into relationships and they're not whole, but then they want to understand, they don't understand why the relationship didn't work because you wasn't completely together. When you decide to prance off and hang out and just be all out doing what you want to do. And being able to take time and sit down is important.
Yes, and listen, this is what I would say to you. It's one thing to be in your healing process, okay? But it's another thing to not think that you need healing. Mm-hmm. So oftentimes, you know, I don't have a problem with you being broken because we're all broken. We're all broken to a certain capacity. But when do you decide? When do you make the decision, I am ready to be healed? You have to make that decision. And that's what this is. When you come claim your baggage and claim your junk, and listen, claim your junk, honey, because can't nobody do it for you but you. You have to make the decision. I'm tired. I choose happiness. I'm over it. And that is what this is going to be. So listen, you get to meet people. You get to see people who are going through, who have been through, or maybe have gone through. They're done. But at the end of the day, you will see people who are like you. And then you can see, oh, she went through it. Oh, my, she made it through. Look at her. Oh, my God, I didn't know she went through that. Well, you never know. But you have to get in the room with people who are going through what you're going through. And then give yourself the opportunity to heal.
Now, you do have a nonprofit, BAGS. Talk a little bit about it.
So BAGS stands for Becoming a Guiltless Survivor. You know, as a child molestation survivor, I did not understand that although I went through the actual trauma, I didn't know that my mother also was suffering too. See, many times when people are suffering, there's other people that it's also affected. For example, my mother thought that she didn't protect me. Someone else, I've been through some life episodes where I felt like, oh my God, why did I survive and that person didn't, or whatever. But so that is exactly what we do. We help you find the right person, the right thing to help you get through your trauma. I am your compass. We help connect you with a mental health professional to help you get through your survivor's remorse. This is listen, everybody. They're from veterans to soldiers to husbands and wives and anything. Live on this planet. There will be something that you have lived through and maybe someone else had to go through. And you are not directly affected, but you feel some kind of way because you felt like you could have done more. BAGS will help connect you as a compass with the help that you need.
I love it. I love it. Now, you're one of the elite pioneers in the entertainment industry. We've seen you on television. We've seen you in movies. We've heard you on the radio. How have you grown in your craft over the years?
Woo, that's a great question. You know, every time I do something, when I have a job or don't have a job, my goal is always to level up. I'm always trying to make sure that I, stay in the gym, make sure I learn a new skill, how to beat my face, how to lay my lace. I'm always trying to level up so that I won't be so codependent on the people that I pay. Don't get me wrong, I'm not trying to take nobody's job, but I am always trying to do better, be better. I stay in the gym, get my body right, keep your mind right, writing. I'm always reading. I'm always doing something that pours into me so that I can become a better person. See, the goal is not to necessarily, it's not always about money. It's not always about money. But it's also about becoming better spiritually, mentally and physically. When all those things speak to each other, that's when you really level up. When you feel better about yourself, when you look better about yourself, when you're encompassing yourself with people who can support you, honor you, and just help build you, and you can do the same for your community, absolutely, that builds a better you. So it's always about leveling up, whether that's your social circle, whether that's you as a person, it's always about taking it to the next level.
Absolutely. And, when people decide to go into the industry, it could be very overwhelming sometimes, especially if they have to go in with no help. They blind, they just going in, bumping into walls because they're not quite sure on what to do. What advice would you give aspiring actors and actresses that want to step into the industry?
First of all, if you're coming into the industry, have no expectations because you won't make it overnight. Some people don't get me wrong. There are overnight successes, but most of the times it looks like it's an overnight success and it's really not. These people have been grinding for years. It might be the first time you've heard of them. So I would say when you come into the industry, go in with no expectations. Be ready to work many, many nights and not get paid. Some days I was doing stand-up and only thing I would get is $20 and some chicken. And sometimes it wouldn't even be the $20. So you just have to prepare yourself for days where you're not going to get paid. But just know that you need to be doing it for your passion. And whatever that is, it can't be about money because there'll be many times that your return won't be a check. In addition to that, you got to find your passion, but also your purpose, and they're different. Your passion you might be driven by your passion and don't mind not getting paid. And the same thing with your purpose. If you are fulfilled by what you're doing in the industry, well, goodness, that is a blessing. But if it's just you just out here for a check, you're going to be upset. You're going to be broke for a long time. You're going to be broke before you actually make it. And know that you might have to carry have one or two jobs. There'll be times when the lights will get cut off. There'll be times when you may not have the food that you want to eat. And this is because you might be too proud to tell anybody what's going on with you. So just be mindful that there'll be many, 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 many dark days. But if you stay positive, stay diligent, keep your head and your eyes focused on the prize, it will eventually turn around for you. But the industry is designed to make you think that you're not good enough, you're not pretty enough, you're not funny enough, you're not tall enough, you're not short enough. You're going to get a lot of no's before you get yes. But the deal is you only need one yes to get to the next yes. So continue to go, continue to push, and don't give up.
Absolutely. And if you could change anything in the industry, what would it be, and why are these changes needed?
And let me say, when I say continue to go and continue to push, when I say push, I'm not saying pushing doors. You do that too. But when I say push, I mean pray until something happens. I'm a believer. So everything that I do is for the kingdom. So if and listen, it cannot return $1, but guess what? I know I did it because he gave me a gift. And no matter where I'm at or who I'm with, I'm going to say thank God for this gift. Thank God for this opportunity, period. So if there was one thing that I wanted to change in this industry, honestly, it would be it's such a male-dominated, sexist, chauvinistic industry. I would definitely make it easier for women to excel in this industry. But, we're built for it tough. We can do it. It just should not be this difficult. But because it is, we still do and we still excel. But if that was one thing, that would be one of the things that I would change is that we come in, I want you to not treat me different because I'm a woman, but I want you to respect me because I am a woman.
You better talk that talk, Miss Kiana.
Come on.
Talk that talk today because, listen, okay, so everybody talks about how, especially black women, we those strong black women, and how we need to get rid of that strong title. What are your thoughts about that?
I mean, it really drives me nuts because the evolution of a strong woman came because of a weak man. And I'm not calling men weak, but I am saying that when a strong woman, you see a strong woman and she look like she been fighting and she going through and she moving through the world and she doing this, that, and the other, it's because when she had her back against the wall, there was no one there for her. So whether that was her father, her brother, her uncle, it could have been her sons, I don't know. All I know is 9 times out of 10, if you see a strong woman, it's because she had to become strong. It's out of necessity. Her back was against the wall. She looked around. She had no help. She had to come out swinging. She pulled herself up by her bootstraps, and she did what she had to do. So don't fault that woman because she's strong. But what you should do is ask her, hey, how can I make your life easier? What can I do to alleviate some of these pressures that you have? Let me help you. And then once she sees that she can trust you, then that is when she will yield. That's when she will submit. That is when she will give. Now, I'm not saying that that everybody's the same. I'm just simply telling you that 9 times out of 10, in my opinion, that is the reason that it is what it is. So, yes, a strong woman, listen, most of our mothers are strong women. This world was built on strong women. So I don't care about that. listen, it is what it is. This is the title. It's one of the titles that I carry. I'm a comedian, I'm an author, I'm an actress, I'm a real estate agent in 2 states. I am a coach. I am, also a CPR, cell phone repair franchise owner. My mother and I are the only 2 single black women that owns within the company. There's other women that owns, but they're not single. They're married. So I'm in a male-dominated industry in my entertainment side and also in my entrepreneurial side. I am in a male-dominated industry. Do you think that every time that, something goes on, when they call me strong, I'm going to get offended? No, I'm going to handle my business and do what I got to do. Period.
I know that's right. Now, and I'm glad that you brought that up because when I see you, and I see you so often, well, not often, but most of the time when I see you, I always think of you as you stack your coin in different areas. Like you always are doing something, but it's got to be innovative, but you're always doing something. You got your hands somewhere. It's more than one pot cooking on the stove. You're a very accomplished actress. You're an author. You are a public speaker, but when you decided to branch out and do the CPR, tell us about that process and what can customers expect when they come into your store?
Well, first of all, when you walk into my store, it's going to be excellent customer service. So we really pride ourselves on being able to assist anyone, that black, white, blue, or orange. We have multiple employees that speak Spanish. So we have multiple people who are bilingual. And then at the end of the day, what you can do is just know that when you come to, so we repair everything from we repair your iPhones, your tablets, your computers, your gaming systems, anything and everything that's electric. We can fix it. So come in. You're going to get excellent customer service from the time that you walk in the door, drop off your device, and time that you leave. CPR, cell phone repair, we're not just a repair company. We also sell devices. So if you decide that you don't want to repair the device that you have or you decide that you want to buy something else, you can come directly into our store. We have in-house financing where you can finance your device that you want, and we will give it to you. Many times we have it in store. Whatever we don't have, we have it in our warehouse. We literally can get everything from an iPhone 7 to an iPhone 14. You want a 72-inch TV? We got that too. Anything electronic we can get.
I love it. Now, moving forward in your career,
let me mention this. I'm sorry. So CPR cell phone repair, the phone number is 678-691-8787. We are in the Duluth, Georgia area. Our address is 2200 Duluth Highway, Suite 102. Again, I pride myself on being one of 2 black women that owns within the company, and the second black woman is my mother. Now, when I say black women, we're the only single black women that owns within the company. So, yes, there's black women all over the company, but they got husbands, and we don't. So come see us and call us if you need anything at 678-691-8787.
I love it. Now, moving forward in your career, what can we expect? Can we see you on the big screen? I know we got baggage claim going nationwide. What we got going on, Miss C?
So baggage claim is worldwide. My plan is to launch a 6-city tour next year, 2023. Look forward to these dates. They're coming. We're dropping them January 1. We're also, and when I say worldwide, we're going to be global. I've already got a request to go to Denmark, to Lagos, to Europe, in reference to we're going to London, Paris. We've been asked to go to Seoul, Korea. So my goal is to take this thing global. So baggage claim will be worldwide. So look forward to it. Also, we look forward to making an impact through my nonprofit Bags. If you're willing and able and you want to make a donation to Bags, BAGS, it is a 501(c) nonprofit organization. We would love to have your support so that we can steer women who are in need of mental health professionals. We can steer them in the right direction. But also, I'm an author, so I published my first book. I am now a second-time author, I have a journal. It's a companion book that accompanies the book that I wrote. So the companion book is the companion journal. Helps you walk through your day-to-day activities, walk through your healing. It actually is an amazing asset to have with the book. So when you read my book, you can walk through it with the journal. You're going to talk about what you're doing, how you feeling, and then at the back of the book of the journal, you actually have like a scrapbook area where you can put some of your fondest memories in the book. So I'm very proud of that, and that will actually be launched December 17th at Baggage Claim ATL.
I love it. I love it. And what can we expect on the big screen from you?
Well, I'm always working on something. I'm auditioning. I have some scripts that I'm reading and writing. And then also, hey, Miss Thang over here got a whole little sitcom that we're working on right now. So stay close to me. Yes, stay close to me. Make sure you follow me on all things social. I'm literally everywhere you are. Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. Only place I'm probably not at is at the OnlyFans. I don't have OnlyFans. But you can definitely check me out on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, and even Twitter, and Fanbase. Make sure you follow me at Kiana. Last name is Dancie, Dancie, Kiana Dancie. And listen, I know for a fact that Baggage Claim is meant to make an impact on women. Wherever you are and whoever you're doing it with, I need all of the ladies to be in the building. Now, fellas, I want to make sure I say this. Sis, I got to say this. Because fellas sometimes get in their feelings when we start saying we're empowering women. A women's empowerment movement does not insinuate that we're emasculating men. Hear me clearly. Just because we're empowering us does not mean that we're emasculating you. But when we heal us, I believe wholeheartedly, when you heal the woman, you heal the household. You heal the household, you heal the community. When you heal the community, you heal the city, the state, and eventually the world. So let us get ourselves together so that we can be a better asset to you.
I love it. I love it.
Yes, and they can get tickets for Baggage Claim ATL December 17th at ATL Comedy Theater. That's ATLComedyTheater.com. I took it to a comedy theater because, listen, sis, anything hard to swallow goes down easier with a little laughter.
Okay. You ain't said nothing but a word, Miss Kiana. So y'all make sure y'all go out, get y'all tickets. It will be worth the investment.
Yes.
I'm not going to say worth the purchase. I'm going to say worth the investment.
Worth the investment, yes.
Whenever you hear her speaking, she is always pouring in and out of herself and into someone else. And I'm just going to say it's going to be fabulous. Anything that she does is always fabulous, and I love it.
Thank you.
No problem. And I thank you for sharing your time, space, and energy. I know that you are busy. I want you to shout out all of your social media that everybody can catch you up on.
Yep. Yes. Make sure you guys follow me at Kiana Dancie. That's Kiana. Last name is Dancie. Again, for the people in the back, Kiana Dancie. That is also my website. You can go to KianaDancie.com. Now listen, for whatever reason, if you cannot remember any of that, you can actually Google funny comedian girl with the gap. Funny comedian girl with the gap from Atlanta, and it's going to pop up. Funny comedian girl with the gap from Atlanta. Do that. But listen, my name is Kiana Dancie. I love you. I honor you. I'm so grateful that you allowed me to come on today to share my story on your platform. Listen, we are going to have an amazing day on Saturday, December 17th. We're going to break some chains, and I promise you, you're going to come in one way and you're going to leave another. Get your tickets, ATLComedyTheater.com.
Yes, y'all hear that? We appreciate you, and we will see you soon.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you. See you soon. Bye-bye.
It is Ryan here, and I have a question for you. What do you do when you win? Like, are you a fist pumper? A woohooer, a hand clapper, a high fiver. I kind of like the high five, but if you want to hone in on those winning moves, check out Chumba Casino. At ChumbaCasino.com, choose from hundreds of social casino-style games for your chance to redeem serious cash prizes. There are new game releases weekly, plus free daily bonuses. So don't wait. Start having the most fun ever at ChumbaCasino.com.
No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. See terms and conditions. 18+.